If you're a towing company investing in Google Ads but not seeing consistent phone calls, then this video is for you. I'll break down 6 common mistakes towing businesses can make with Google Ads that can limit their performance or increase their costs, and what you should be aware of if you want more reliable results. So let's get started. So guys, if you're a towing business, here in this video, we're going to talk about the costly mistakes for towing businesses and which kind of mistakes you should avoid. And during your campaign management, which mistakes can be costly for your business while running Google Ads. This is one of our example accounts, and this is a towing service business. And in the last 120 days, as you can see, we have generated around 1.8 thousand phone calls and 1.19 thousand conversions, and around $20.99 cost per conversion. This cost per conversion is calculated based on this number, but if we would calculate based on this number would be even cheaper. So if we're gonna see that, so as you can see, our cost per phone call was actually around $13, but I wouldn't consider that as a correct metric to optimize your campaigns. Tracking conversions can be more accurate than tracking number of phone calls. Why? Because the number of phone calls can be, sometimes you can have missed phone calls, sometimes you can have one customer calling several times, and you need to still be counting as one conversion. Sometimes there might be one customer calling 5 or 6 times. It can happen as well. And certain times you might have phone calls less than 5 seconds, less than 10 seconds. And a better way would be try not to include those kind of short phone calls. And then if you're going to calculate your conversions, this is our cost per conversion, around $20.99. And certain people might just consider 1 second phone call as a conversion, and their conversion number might be way higher, and it may look like they're generating a lot of conversions. But try to include phone calls more than certain call length, let's say at least equal to 30 seconds or more, and try to include phone call conversions as well from your website. So if somebody's using the mobile version of the website and clicking a call button, and you can track that event as well. So these are the metrics from our example account. So let's see the type of mistakes in Google Ads and what you should avoid. A quick reminder, I've generated thousands of phone calls using Google Ads. If you want to copy my exact Google Ads campaign structure to generate phone calls, I'm giving it away for free. You can use it as a blueprint or copy it into your own account. Link is in the description below. So number one thing I would suggest you use, instead of chasing the number of phone calls, you should focus more on the quality of the phone calls. So again, as I told, you might have 10 phone calls, but only one could be higher quality, or you may not have a single high quality phone call, as an example. That's why I try to focus on the quality of the phone calls rather than getting as many phone calls as possible. So for that, you can go to the keyword section, for example. So if you're gonna see our target keywords, you can sort them by their number of clicks, you can sort them by their number of conversions or their cost per conversion. But make sure that they're actually bringing more higher quality conversion. And from here, you can find certain keywords getting more conversions. As you can see, this could be one of the keywords. Or if it is in the profitable range around $21, you can focus more on these types of keywords. But if you want to get more cheaper keywords, you can find cheaper keywords from the list. So from here, as we can see, this keyword could be cheaper, or we can even filter the keywords, but that's how you can find the keywords that could be cheaper compared to the other keywords. As you can see, they've brought consistent number of conversions at a cheaper cost per click than the average. So that's how you can find the keywords which are bringing consistent number of conversions. But again, make sure that those should be properly tracked conversions, and your goal is not to get as many phone calls as possible, but try to increase the number of higher quality phone calls from Google Ads. And the next mistake you might be making, again, relevant to the previous example, which is not properly tracking conversions. So if you're going to go to the goals and the conversions, we're going to go to summary. We're going to scroll down. We're tracking phone calls mostly coming from the ads, and we can also measure phone call conversions coming from the website. And form submissions we're not tracking because we don't have form submissions. For towing businesses, the number one goal is to get as many phone calls as possible. That's why we have phone call related conversions. Previously we had form submission, but we're not using that anymore. So we're tracking phone calls coming from the ads, as well as phone call conversions coming from the website. And depending on the campaign type, you can use one of them or you can add another one, and make sure that you are trying to track higher quality conversions. and tracking conversions can help you to optimize your campaigns, because you need to know which keywords or which areas of your campaign or which exact campaign is performing better than the other, and you can increase your budget towards those areas. And if certain areas are underperforming, you can limit their search volume or you can limit their budget so that you can allocate more ad spend towards better performing areas. To know that, you need to have a proper conversion track. And with proper conversion tracking, you can optimize your campaigns and allocate your budget more efficiently. And the next thing in our list, for towing campaigns, you need to be adding negative keywords frequently. So we're in the search terms report, and if you're gonna scroll down, so here from the search terms report, I'm adding negative keywords frequently. If I'm gonna show you the excluded keywords in this time range, we can see from here, and we're gonna see only excluded keywords. As you can see from here, we've added around more than 1,000 keywords as negative keywords. And you should be regularly adding negative keywords, even if they bring conversions, because the quality of the conversions or the phone calls can be low quality coming from those search terms, because they might be looking for a different company, they might be looking for an irrelevant service, and they may just hang up if you're a different company if you don't offer that service. And that's why you can help Google to clean your search terms report by excluding those kind of frequent search terms. And you can also save some budget if there are certain search terms with a very high search volume that are showing up in your search terms report again and again. And with that way, you can optimize your campaigns by adding negative keywords frequently. And the next mistake towing companies can make is they might try to scale too fast. For example, if they're getting some phone calls, getting some conversions, they may try to increase their budget too fast. So let's say they're spending around $100 per day, and they may try to increase that to $200 per day. But instead, I would suggest you to increase your budget, for example, step by step, let's say 15% at a time. So that after getting some data and after training Google's AI to generate more conversions at the previous cost per conversion level, increasing your budget step by step could be much better rather than increasing it to 100% immediately. Also, you might change your ad schedules, for example. You might run 10 hours per day or 12 hours per day, and suddenly you decided to run 24/7. So you might want to increase your ad schedule from 12 hours per day to 24 hours per day. And that can also affect the learning period, and your results might be different. At least for some time in the future, you can expect different results, and your cost per conversion can be way different than you were getting previously. Or there might be other similar examples, like if you change your bid strategies, or if you can make those kind of big changes that can bring you more clicks or that can spend more, that can affect your results as well. So that's why when scaling your towing campaigns with Google Ads, try to make it step by step and try to keep cost per conversion numbers close to the previous ranges. And with that way, you can slowly increase your budget or slowly make the changes which might otherwise impact your results, and your results might be volatile. And the next mistake towing companies can make is building generic campaigns and generic landing pages, not focused on generating phone calls. So let's say you're building your campaigns and they're generating you clicks. But make sure that your campaigns are created to generate phone calls from their target keywords, their ad groups, their ads, and overall campaign structure should be created to generate you as many phone calls as possible. And don't create like generic campaigns that can fit in any industry. Try to make it to generate phone calls and build your campaigns and account structure with that way. And you can do the same with your landing page as well. You can create a mobile friendly landing page that is customized to generate phone calls, and you can create your headlines and descriptions, call to actions, and you can also put your trust factors so that it needs to convert the traffic you're getting from Google Ads, and it needs to increase the conversion rate. With my own clients, I have my own landing page templates that I use them mostly. And rather than using a generic landing page, if you use a dedicated landing page to generate phone calls, it can help you to turn the traffic you're getting from Google Ads into phone calls. Otherwise, if you're getting really high quality traffic from Google Ads and you have a generic landing page, that can also affect your conversion rate. And you might also waste your budget if you have generic landing page for different types of services you have. For example, you have towing services and you have one generic landing page. And you have, let's say, lockout services and you have one generic landing page. Or you have roadside assistance in general and you have the same generic landing page. So that could affect your conversion rate, and trying to build call-focused landing page and overall account structure can help you improve your results as well. And the last mistake in our list the towing businesses can make is they try to target the areas where they can serve. Let's say they have generated 3, 4, 5 phone calls in 1 hour and their target areas are not close to each other. They may not be able to serve all of those clients. So rather than targeting the areas that you can serve, try to target the areas where you can serve if you have a lot of jobs coming in 1 hour, for example, or in 2 hours. And that can also help you to serve them better. Otherwise, they may have to wait, or you may not serve those clients and you may waste your ad budget with that way. This could be one of the big issues because otherwise certain people may have to pause their campaigns when they have a lot of jobs and they may re-enable the campaigns after they finish their job, for example. But if it's in a small area, they can finish their job very quickly and they don't have to pause and enable the campaigns again and again. But of course, if you have a team and you can handle a lot of requests, that might not be a problem for you. But still, if you target smaller locations that has enough search volume and at the same time you can serve them really well, then that would be a good strategy to keep your costs down and you can serve those clients faster as well. So guys, these are some of the mistakes towing companies can make when running Google Ads. And again, if you guys want to copy the type of campaign structure that I use for my clients, you can click the link in the description below. And if you need my help to generate phone calls for your towing business, you can also apply to work with me. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching this video and see you guys in my other videos.